Hello, DDTJ, and welcome back to my new video on Mastercam tip. And today I'm gonna show you a very simple tip that we can use to make a 3D offset. Okay, so what's a 3D offset? I'm gonna show you now. You can see on the screen I have a sample, very simple part like this, and I have a 3D curve. This is my 3D curve. I mark in red, and I put it on the level 100. You can see this is my original curve and I want to do a 3D offset. I'm gonna turn it on now. I have created two offset curve. You can see I have two offset curve. I mark in black, and this is the first one and this is the second one. You can see with the first one I offset the original curve into the space, and the offset distance is and the offset direction is the normal vector of the surfaces we selected. You can see I have some green surface here. I have some green surfaces here. I mark it, and with this curve, you can see with this first offset curve, the offset direction is the normal vector of the surfaces we have selected. I'm gonna create some normal lines so you can see. Okay, sorry, I need to move back to the top face. Okay, and I can create a normal vector so you can see the offset distance. Okay, like this. It's just for the sample. You can see. I just created some. This is a normal vector or the normal line of the green surfaces, and you can see this offset curve intersect with these lines. That means the offset direction is the normal direction of our surfaces. Okay, so that's the first type of 3D offset I want to talk about, and the second type is this curve. You can see with this curve the offset direction is different. You can see the relationship between this curve and this curve. You can see the offset distance is the same, but the offset direction is different. Now the offset direction is on the surface we selected. That means the offset curve now is not going to the space, it's lay on the surfaces we select. Yes. Okay, my English is not good. I hope you can understand. You can see first one and the second one, and now I'm gonna show you how we can make these 3D offset. Okay, I start with the first one. The offset direction is normal to the surfaces we selected. Okay, to do that, here's the trick. You go to the tool pad. Of course, you need to have a multi-axis to do that, and I'm gonna select one multi-axis tool pad. The one I'm gonna use is and the one I'm gonna select is the project curve tool pad. This is very useful, I think. Okay, and we're gonna select this one. My name is 3D offset. Alright, and we need to create a tool for the tool pad, and you can see this is a ball MU I selected. You just create just a very small tool, because with the big tool you cannot go into the corner. Okay, so I just create a very small tool here for creating toolpath, and the diameter of the tool is only 1 millimeter. Okay, that's enough, and you don't need to define the speed and feed rate for this tool. We just use the tool for toolpath calculation. Okay, and you can see I make a 1 millimeter ball mill, and we go to the cut pattern, and for the pattern we select the curve for projection. Okay, and I'm gonna select my original curve here. And I have selected the curve, and the next step is I'm gonna select the try surfaces. We go back to the screen, and now I select the surfaces I want to use for offset direction. Okay, and this is for the try surface offset. You input the distance you want the offset curve we move to. In this case, for example, I select 2 millimeter. That means the offset curve is 2 millimeter from the original curve. And for the cutting side, I select the center, and for the tool axis control, I'm gonna select 5 axis, and maximum angle step you can use a small value for high precision calculation, 1 degree, something like this. And we go back to here, and for the cut torrent I can select 1000 for a high precision calculation. Okay, and for collision control I turn it off, and let's see, tool axis control in the run tool option here I want to select at center, so we want to keep the calculation point is fixed, and we have only one contact point for the calculation. Okay, and we don't use any lead in and lead out, we just need the tool path. Okay, we wave. Okay, and it's finished calculating. You can see this is our tool path. The tool is only for tool path generation, so don't care about it. You just make it as small as possible, because with a big tool you cannot go into small corner. Okay, and you can see we have a 3D offset like this, 2 millimeter from the original, and the offset direction is the normal vector of these green surfaces. Alright, so now this is the case how we can convert this tool path into a curve, and this is the second tip. So this is how I do it. You need to finish the backplot. Yes, remember, you need to finish the backplot, and you see all of the tool path here, and then you click on this button. This is the golden button. Yeah, this make the money. That's called save as geometry. With this function you can save your tool path as curve, and you can move that curve onto a level. I click on this button and I select the level I want to store the tool path, the curve from the tool path. Okay, for example, in this case I'm gonna select number 5, 1005. Okay, and let's see, you can see that I've just created the level 1005, and I have the curve from the tool path. I save the tool path as curve, and now I can use that curve. It's very simple. Okay, you can see this is the tool path, and it has been converted to curve, so you can delete the curve we don't want to use. Okay, so now this is not a tool path, this is a curve, and this is the offset curve. This is the 3D offset curve I just talked about. Okay, you can see this is our 3D offset, and you can do anything with this. You can change the color like this, You can change thickness. Yes. Okay, this is the first offset. You can see 2 mm from the original. Okay, and now we go to the second type of the 3D offset. Yes, this one. This one. I offset this curve with a given distance, and the offset curve is still lay on the surface we selected. Okay, I turn off this. I turn off this also, and I create a new level for the new offset. Okay, now it's the 1006. All right, we turn off this level, and you can keep this tool pad. You can copy a new one, but I gonna copy a new one so you can easy to see. I copy this. Yes, this is the copy tool pad, and this is the one we just created. And now I gonna change it. I don't want to be I don't want the curve to be offset 2 mm from the original surface. I go in a different way. Okay, and we go back to the cut pattern here, and on the dry surface offset, instead of we input 2 mm, I want that the curve is still on the surface, so this one I'm gonna use 0, no stock, no offset on the surface, and let's see what we have. All right, let's see. You can see now the tool is stick on the curve here. Yes, you can see no offset. And now how we can move the tool to here, 2 mm. Okay, we go back to the tool pad, and in the cutting side here, instead of selecting center, we gonna select left. Yeah, with the left option, the tool will stay to the left of the curve. Okay, and this is like in a 2D contour. Yeah, just imagine you do a 2D contour. And for the cutting side offset, I gonna select 2 mm. Okay, and let's see. Now the tool is stay 2 mm away from the original curve, but you can see the tool tip is still stick in onto the surface we selected. And we got another tool pad. We have another 3D offset curve, and we do the same. We save it, but before you save it, you need to backplot all of this, because if you stop here and you save it 1006 for the new level, and you can see it's only save the curve you just backplot, because you have not finished the backplot, so it just stop here and you don't have a finished curve. So I remove it, delete, and I backplot the toolpad again like this. Yes, and now when you finish the backplot, you're gonna save it 1006. Okay, and now we go back to the 1006 level. We remove the unnecessary curve. Okay, remove it. Yes, and this is the second curve. You can see 1005 2 mm from the surface, and 1006 2 mm from the curve, but still stay on the surface. You can use this curve for making sweep or something. Okay, and how about if you want another type of offset, 2 mm distance from the surface, and 2 mm distance from the original curve. I copy a new one. You don't need to copy, just do it on the old tool pad and backplot it again and save it again. and you got a new curve. Okay, but in this case I just copy the toolpath so you can easy to see. Now I want a 2mm offset from surface, and let's see. You can see with the cutting side left activated, when you input a value 2mm, and the tool will stay away 2mm from the original surface. Beside that, the tool also moves 2mm to the left of the curve, so in the cutting side offset here you don't need to input 2mm. If you input 2mm here, we will have a 4mm total offset, and that's what we don't want. Like this, you can see 2mm offset from the surface and 4mm offset from the curve. That's why I don't use any offset value here, because I talk again, when you select the left option here and you input a value here, the tool will stay away from the surface a distance equal to this, and at the same time it's moved to the left a value a distance equal to this value. So when you input 2mm here, the tool will stay away 2mm from the surfaces, and also it will offset a 2mm distance from the original curve. So that's why in this case I just use 2mm here and no value here, and I got the offset curve I want, like this. You can see this one, 2mm from the surface and 2mm from the original curve. Okay, and let's say if you want 2mm offset from the surface and 1mm offset from the original curve, I'm gonna be like this. I can make -1, so we got like this, 2mm from the surface and 1mm from the curve. Yes, very simple, right? Okay, so that's the way we make a 3D offset on Mastercam. It's a trick. Yes, sometimes we need to use trick and tip to make it happen. Okay, you can see here in the wireframe, Mastercam had a function called offset chain, and with the 3D option activated, you can select the curve, and Mastercam can do the offset, but it's not so good. Yeah, it cannot give it a good offset. I'm gonna show you here. For example, make a new 1007, and when we use wireframe offset chain with the value 2mm, and the torrent is the same 1000, and this is our 3D offset. But when you look at it clearly, you can see it's not a good offset, because with this function Mastercam doesn't know what is the offset direction, so we cannot get a good offset with this option. The offset chain is just good for I think for 2D offset, yeah, not the 3D. With 3D offset I normally use the trick I just talked to you, using a toolpath like this, a project curve toolpath, and then we do the backplot, and finally we save the backplot at geometry, and we got the curve. Very simple and very effective. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it is the offset I'm gonna talk about. We can delete unnecessary curve. We can extend like this, extend like this. Yeah, very simple. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope this tip can help you when you're working with Mastercam. Okay, goodbye for now.